Hello and welcome back to Jarvis Johnson Gold, the premium channel that is free. It is free.
Yeah.
But if you're watching this, you're black and white. So today we are watching the long-awaited episode 5 of Black White, the Emmy Award-winning blackface program. It won an Emmy for the makeup, which is the blackface.
For writing.
It's Emmy Award-winning blackface.
It can't be that stacked a category, though, you know, the blackface one. Probably is just this. And Shane Dawson videos from the era.
Yeah.
They are so aware of the fact that they are black and that they are separate and they are different.
Sitting there and you want to sit on the little lily white pedestal and say shit is not happening in the world, and that's bullshit.
I forgot what he looked like.
Please don't believe the hype. Everything in the world ain't black and white.
The families are at odds right now, and we thought it'd be a good idea to bring in a therapist, an objective view.
Bruno, don't say anything about the therapist of choice.
I'm a little bit worried.
Don't say.
I'm a little bit worried about what Bruno might say about the therapist.
When they start saying, when the therapist's feedback is, hey, it's probably not great when you unceremoniously yell the N-word at a family that you live with. So you'd be like, bias in the media, I see. Liberal bias strikes again. The first example of cancel culture in history.
The first one.
Now, Renee, what's your hot button? My hot button? I guess, you know, when people I feel that should know better use words, you know, racial slurs and, you know, just comments. That's a hot button for me.
This is such a neutered way of saying it. Look, May, man, I don't want to be a fussy Nelly, you know? I don't want to be a big buzzkill. Mm-hmm. I don't like it when you use N-word in my house where I live.
Sometimes I don't like the N-word.
Has anyone ever offended you?
I've been dismissed for not understanding things or being clueless because of blonde or white.
I don't think it was profiling.
Yeah.
It's the things you say and do.
You know, to give her credit, she's just sharing her experience. But it is funny to be like, well, I mean, because I'm blonde, sometimes I get some comments.
Or blonde or white. I mean, it could be any of them. I mean,
I feel the need to be overly charitable to say that I don't think she's trying to compare those two things, but inadvertently that is what's happening.
Appropriation. She's in blonde head.
She's in, blonde
She's
face.
blonde head. That's why I'm not blonde anymore. I got cancelled.
Yeah, true.
I don't like the way I'm feeling right now, particularly since we've all agreed to participate in a project, from my perception, geared toward healing misunderstanding, not resurrecting it and maintaining it.
Oh, we'll tell that to Bruno.
Yeah, what did you think the show was? I was like, well, I really hate black people, but I think if I'll dress up as one.
That's a big change for you to look around in your environment and it just looks dismal.
Right.
And it
I really like Devon as a person with a lot to say. This was somebody that I was probably gonna have a little bit, perhaps a little bit of a crush on.
Hey, how'd you guys meet?
Where do I even start? So once I got my blackface makeup on, I went to the Elephant Theater in Los Angeles, California.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt. I have a follow-up question. No.
So anyway, when he saw me in blackface, I was like, he's not really necessarily seeing me for me.
Right.
Because I was in blackface, and I saw his poem. I saw him perform.
Nice. Now you
his
said
poetry
something a few times,
and it was incredible, even though I was in blackface.
I can't ask you again. That would be rude.
Oh yeah, no, please don't.
Anyway,
I was in blackface.
Did you get your race car?
I'm white. Do you want to impress your date without doing something questionable? Well, it sounds like you need today's sponsor, Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service with the mission to empower each and every person to express themselves through scent. Scentbird is a great way to begin to deepen your knowledge of fragrances. You can choose a new designer scent to try each month for $17. You also get to pick what you receive, so there's no surprises. But if you want a little help finding a new fragrance, Scentbird will learn your preferences and offer up new scents for you to try. They have perfumes, colognes, and lots of unisex options as well. With Scentbird, you'll get a 30-day supply of each scent, so you can actually try the scent out before you commit to a full bottle of the fragrance. They could run anywhere from $150 to sometimes $300 to $500. This month, I received House of Sillage #1, Mercedes-Benz Sign Your Attitude, and last but not least, Kinetic by Toomey. Scentbird carries brands like Prada, Gucci, and Versace, as well as indie labels like Skylar, Heretic, and Confessions of a Rebel. My personal favorite is Mercedes-Benz Sign Your Attitude because it makes me smell like a big, strong man who's also a car. These vials are easy to use and the perfect size to take on the go. I'm never without my Scentbird when I travel. You all know I enjoy Scentbird and I use the product because I've talked about them before. It's a product that I do use every day. Using my promo code GOLD55, you'll get 55% off of your Scentbird subscription. This means it'll be just a little over $7 for your first month. Available in the USA and Canada. Thanks again to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Ooh, back to black. White.
Today I'm taking Carmen to a black hair salon.
Oh.
It's kind of like where we as black women get together and just bond.
Oh. Oh no.
Are they gonna cut her hair?
I don't know, and I hope not.
So
I really
take the wig off and reveal the
really
palest
hope
scalp.
not.
I definitely do still have sensitivity around Renee, but there's a part of me that would like to connect with her. She is a neat woman, and I'm a neat woman.
Damn, that's like the highest compliment you can receive from like a middle-aged white woman in
my God,
2006.
How are you? Good, thanks.
I'm black,
You work here
by the
very
way.
often? Music's not on all loud.
Yeah, I don't really listen to like hardcore rap unless it's on the radio.
Okay. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Because I'll be listening to like 50. Like I love 50.
50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm good.
She's the best.
Oh my god.
She's
Oh
the best.
my god. I love 50. Yeah, no, 50s, 60s, 70s. Pretty much any of those old decades.
50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm good.
50 Cent. The rapper. I would characterize Carmen as naive and, has no, I hate to say it, just has no clue about having a relationship with someone of another race.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of impressive because she's giving person who hasn't interacted with another culture ever in her life.
Yeah, she's not even like transplanting one experience, even if it's not the same experience.
Yeah.
Not just taking like, well, I had a classmate I wasn't that close to, and then I tried to foster the relationship.
Yeah.
Instead, it's just like, she's like a...
She's talking like she's rented to Martians.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like she's a... This is
they're
very
just
weird
like us, but they're like a little bit different, I guess.
I just came back home. See, I'm originally from Philly.
Philadelphia.
Philly. Still feel like I wouldn't want to introduce you to any of my friends because I don't really know what you're gonna say.
That's true.
Well, also, she's just really corny, right? Like it's like it's okay to not like someone because they're being like extremely corny. I like her. She is my favorite character, I think.
Tila.
Yes.
Carmen.
Hi, Carmen.
Hi, Tila. Love your hair. Can I touch it?
Yeah.
Oh!
Is that the first mention of that in the whole show?
How did that happen? How do they let them do that?
She's trying to do a haircut. Like, that alone is weird.
God.
Don't touch
this
me while
is
I'm
like,
working.
This is like, I feel like this is like black people warning.
I'm
like
getting
I need
like a flashback. Yeah.
Like this is like black people in white spaces trauma zone.
Like, what? What black woman goes to another black woman and say, "Can I touch your hair?" It was just kind of like,
"Can I touch you in general?" Right? Like it's like, don't touch black people.
don't ask the question.
Yeah.
And especially don't ask the question rhetorically.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can I touch your face? Hey, can I lick your teeth real quick?
I can walk away from this knowing that I did all that I could to try to establish a relationship with her, and it's just not gonna happen.
I know there's so much more. There's like so much more bad shit in this scene. But one of the weirdest things is that she's just not getting a haircut, but walking around a hairdresser talking to people while they're trying to do a haircut.
She is doing like in a fighting game. She is doing her ult, which is like donning. It's like a white woman's ult is going to a black like hair place, turning like donning blackface and then touching your hair.
Yeah,
like that takes her entire spec meter.
It requires like rage.
Because Brian is so hell-bent on me experiencing racism, we're going to go out and see how many good Samaritans we can find here in Simi Valley.
Dude, this is fucking like welcome back to fucking prank invasion.
Yeah,
shit.
dude.
It is like that's like I got beat up in a bad neighborhood or whatever prank.
This is we're gonna go out and give money to some homeless guys. Imagine doing that. Isn't that brave of us to do?
So far as Black Bruno, I haven't felt like I've been discriminated against at all. And Brian is...
Have they said that before?
I do not know if he said Black Bruno that way.
You wouldn't happen to have any jumper cables, would you? You wouldn't happen to have any jumper cables, would you? Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not sure what I can personally say to Bruno to get through to him because we've had the big discussions.
Dude, he looks like the apex pervert. Like patient zero for being a pervert.
Through to him, promise you it will not be for lack of trying.
Do you have any cables?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that was so reluctant too. But you know what? If someone came up to me and asked me for any help, I am so fucking socially anxious that I would reluctantly say, yeah. Would
I be able to give it and say no other words?
Yeah.
And we make no eye contact and I leave very fast?
Yeah. I would like rather give you $100.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Go buy some jumper cables.
Yeah, like anything to not have to sit in the same space.
People were more than happy to help us, regardless of the fact that we were Black. Everyone was very helpful and courteous, and I'm sure this was a little frustrating for Brian, and frankly, validating for myself.
Ugh! Why are we powering up Bruno?
Why was this the test? That's so strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ordered takeout, and it arrived.
Yeah.
Racism? Don't think so, buddy.
Don't think it exists, actually.
Nice try.
Yeah.
I went outside, and I was allowed to walk around.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, dude.
I went to a parking lot, and people talk to me when I talk to them.
And then Bruno goes to like a black part of town and he's like, everybody's giving me weird looks.
It's very loud here.
Yeah. And they're not talking about white people enough. Or whatever the hell he said about that stand-up show.
They're listening to 50s, 60s, 70s.
70 cent? Yeah, 80 cent.
70 cent.
Yeah.
They're just bigger each time.
This uses more black and white than fucking black and white movies.
My mom told me how much fun it was to go to the black hair salon.
Fun? It was very fun. How fun it was to walk up to some people and shake them while they were trying to
the
work.
whole time? Like,
Yeah,
okay.
She just thought it was like pleasant. She thought she was at a house party.
Yeah, she thought it was a petting zoo.
This is kind of a community that no white girl would usually have the right to be a part of because it's sort of like an inner sanctum.
Also, she's 16. Why does she know what an inner sanctum is?
She's also so... One of the reasons I do still have some sympathy for Rose is she's so fucking happy.
Yeah.
Like, every scene she's beaming.
Yeah.
When they're doing the poetry, the creepiest thing is how much she's smiling.
Yeah.
The blackface is second.
Yeah. It's honestly kind of sad how much she's ruined her career by going on the show, because she was on the Disney Channel before this.
Yeah, that's true. In blackface.
True.
Looks like it, honestly, like reminds me of Halloween.
We don't have to watch it.
Reminds me of Halloween. When she says, "Are you uncomfortable?" That's some Steven Crowder shit. Change my mind.
Like when I was growing up, I would get whooped and I didn't know why. Like when I was growing up, I got my ass whooped every day. He would come, my mother's husband would come and do the belt like this and say, "It's time." And he would whoop the shit out of me. I don't know why.
Then that's different.
And he would just abuse me. And at first I thought he was my daddy because my dad in prison and they would tell me that this man was my dad. I remember everything.
Right.
My mom hated me because I knew who she was. Right. And she knows that I remember everything and she's scared of that.
When I was a kid, where's my PlayStation? Oh, I took it to get fixed. Never saw it again. Little things like that. Because that's what drugs will do.
I mean, she looks shell-shocked. And, imagine, because this is so many magnitudes above. Not to, devalue things she may have struggled with. Nobody is without, adversity, right? But it's like a crash course. Like, she has, no time to even...
She has no... I don't actually want to hear her say anything about this. Yeah. I kind of just want to hear her listen.
I kind of wish she'd heard this before the poetry.
Before maybe the show, actually.
Yeah, and then maybe not made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not been in the show.
And you want to be able to say, "Oh yeah, I know exactly how you feel." And then I have to remind myself, no, Rose, no, that didn't happen to you. That how could I possibly understand? I haven't lived through what they have.
Okay.
Because,
after hearing experiences from these kids, I start to wonder if the divide between us is so big, if we're ever really going to truly be able to connect.
To connect?
Well, hang on. Do you mean be black? What is connect?
Yeah.
Like you can just be. You've done enough. Like you can just be listening and be kind and polite. Like you don't need to find an equivalent.
You don't need to. Yeah, you don't need to have an equivalent experience to connect with someone.
I don't know if we can hang out.
Yeah.
You're too sad for me.
I walked in and they have like boxes of pictures and they're cutting and pasting and this is it. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, you don't have to crop your pictures. That's not something you have to do. But I like to because it focuses more on what you want to see. And then you can also get more pictures on your page too.
Why are they doing geriatric activities?
This is more like a show where instead of a race swap, it's I, for a month, was boring.
Yeah,
like I did a bunch of boring bullshit.
Yeah.
And I learned something.
I did really boring shit with other boring people.
I had a bad time and did stuff I don't like.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. This is so weird. Yeah, white ladies only crap. These are like, my aunt was the activity director at a nursing home. And I spent a lot of my childhood like at the nursing home with like the residents there. And they did this stuff. Yeah. Like,
so Deborah invited me to go to a country bar with her and some of her.
Dude, these producers are out of ideas. I don't know, another museum? A fucking second country bar?
This is some SpongeBob ass music. Tell me this isn't SpongeBob music. Yeah, no, but for real, listen.
We did strike up a...
It's also definitely not line dance music.
No.
She's deciding what area to move into.
From where?
We're from Glendale.
I know a lieutenant in Glendale.
I know a lieutenant in Glendale.
They don't put them in anything. It's actually good, I think.
Like what would they say? What do you mean? Like,
It gets up the freeway. The lower car, there's 4 Mexicans in there. My friend said...
All right,
What the fuck? How the fuck did we get here?
I gotta back up. I gotta prepare myself. I gotta brace myself.
4 Mexicans in there. My friend says I pull them over. I'll find a reason.
Every time I think they're out of things to say. It's like the producers came in and went, what about other races?
Yeah.
We already talked about that Asian kid that had a knife at Nick's school. They're covered.
Yeah.
Let's get to the Hispanic community.
Yeah.
just look guilty.
I think what do you call that one?
Profiling.
Profiling people.
And I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Somebody's driving down and they're black. They didn't do anything wrong. They might pull them over.
They don't belong there.
Is your Darman bingo card up? Can we put supervillain, whatever, like cartoon supervillain? I mean, first of all, based these 3 women are doing a wonderful job.
The Golden Girls over here are killing it. No, it's just so wild that this man feels safe enough to just offer this take.
On television.
Also, I don't live that far from Glendale.
I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, we go to Glendale sometimes.
I literally picked up my prescription from Glendale like 2 days ago. I could have walked.
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell are you doing here?
It's all black gangbangers. Why am I there? I'm looking for one thing.
Drugs?
I'm looking for drugs.
Well, that's not because it's a black area, then that's because it's a drugging area, correct?
There you go. She got you there.
Deborah is like getting so upset, putting this guy in his place.
My girl, actually.
Yeah,
in that moment, Deborah became my best friend.
She's actually my best friend.
Yeah.
And racism, done.
Yeah.
We sorted it. This was the guy that made it.
When Brian and I got home, we started to have a conversation about reparations, which is the
Bruh.
How does he do it?
Bruno is like, I was working on explaining to Brian why he's a dumb idiot and racism never happened.
So I was out in the wildy gaining XP.
Yeah.
And then when I got home, I was like, how many seasons of The Wire do I have to watch before I don't have to give you reparations?
started to have a conversation about reparations, which is the repayment to the descendants of African slaves for the mistreatment of their ancestors. Slavery was how many generations ago?
Yeah, slavery was so many years ago, but
it wasn't that long ago.
Really not that long ago.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
a white American take. Too. It's
Wasn't
like,
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the world's like, what, 1,000 years old? One of the houses I grew up in was older than slavery.
This happened this month. Daniel Smith, 90, dies, thought to be the last child of an enslaved person.
So crazy.
A living person.
Two-digit age.
With a 2-digit age was the son of a slave just alive. So like when they say how many generations ago was it? It's not that fucking many, okay? It wasn't that long ago.
all the slave owners, tobacco companies that got all this free labor, and now the tobacco companies are billion-dollar industry off the free labor of blacks. All these other big businesses that still exist today, where money passed down from generation after generation.
Oh, he's kind of being based
They're
right now.
still getting the monies. That money was made off the backs of
What is Bruno
slaves
gonna say?
for free. While their generations of kids are just rich after rich after rich, will be rich for all their generations to come. The descendants of slaves stay poor after poor after poor after poor.
Can you imagine what an absolute chaotic mess it would be if all of a sudden the government said, okay, we're going to now give money to all African Americans who are the descendants of slaves. We've all been enslaved. Okay, I don't think checks have been flying around for anybody.
Sorry, wait, what?
Yeah,
All
wait,
been
wait,
enslaved?
we've all been enslaved?
Does he mean when he's in makeup?
Yeah. When slaves were free, didn't slave owners get like a mule?
Oh, like stipends and
Yeah,
and
and
yeah,
stuff.
I think it's state by state, but yeah.
Yeah, slave owners got reparations. Yeah.
Well, it's their land to maintain. We should at least pay them for the surplus crops and the like. And it's like, right, if I steal a car and kill the owner,
Yeah.
and then I go to jail, I don't get to also keep the car.
Yeah, exactly. But also, I feel like the self-report on Bruno is his issue is with the logistics of the implementation.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
instead
that sounds like a ton of work.
Instead of acknowledging what Brian is saying about systemic racism, because that's all he's trying to define, right? Bruno goes, but how would that really work?
Yeah.
If there hadn't been slaves there to do it, do you think tobacco companies would have found some way to do it?
It doesn't, but it doesn't matter. That like argument, but it did happen. The issue is that it actually happened, though. Like, they would have been successful anyway, so it doesn't matter about the free. Oh, you stole that car? Well,
Somebody would have.
You had a bright future ahead of you, so you probably would have found a way to get a car anyway.
Oh, you don't think criminals are going to find a way to get a gun? We're really going to ban guns?
Okay,
when they
well,
could
that
build
one is a real argument that people are trying to make.
Somehow.
Deborah invited me over to her house to dinner because I talked about some of the Southern cooking that I do. And at the same time, I'll meet her husband, Steve. So I'm looking forward to that. Hi, how you doing?
Can I just say I'm happy Renee is making a friend. I'm just happy that the show is showing someone on the show having a reasonably good time.
Yeah. And not...
Now, I did just look again and see that Renee is still in whiteface.
Yeah, and also don't jinx it.
Well, Nichols had problems in school. Oh. And Nichols got kicked out of school. He was hanging with the wrong crowd. I really want to keep our relationship, and I just feel kind of bad deceiving her.
Did Nick get kicked out of the show as well?
It's funny, when they mentioned Nick, she was just like, oh, it doesn't, no, don't worry about it. Anyway, I feel like I'm deceiving her about my son existing.
These guys sitting around a little card table, smoking, drinking, they had good buzzes going on, and playing dominoes. It was a real black scene where it was, black vernacular and, guys having a good time.
It's a real black scene.
Black scene.
Verblacular, actually, is what we like to call it.
We got another OG on the table.
OG, what's that? Doesn't know anything?
That's an original game.
No shit.
Original game, all right. No, I'm not uncomfortable being around black people, but they're all different kinds of black people. If there are smoking, drinking, loud-talking, Ebonic-speaking black people...
I'm an Ebonic black.
Fuck. Wow.
Oh my god, I'm an Ebonic... drinking, loud-talking, Ebonic-speaking black people.
Ebonic, loud-talking, Ebonic-speaking
He's
black
gone
people.
so much further than just saying slurs.
I feel like he must be doing research. Like, he gets home, he's like, I'm sick of the N-word.
I need new stuff.
Fun ones.
What do I call them?
That's what that Civil War book is for.
Yeah.
He's going in like the bibliography or whatever and being like, best old slang terms.
Unreal. Unfucking real.
That's not my element.
He got dominoes.
What does that mean, I got dominoes?
That means you played first.
Okay.
That means you didn't get your hand empty first.
All right.
Where you about to go?
What the fuck? The Joker?
What is going on?
I didn't fit in because I have no passion or no desire to learn the game of dominoes. This isn't, whether you're black or white, and that's a world that I don't belong to. I don't like dominoes, I don't like staying inside, I don't like smoking, and I don't like,
You just suck.
I don't like talking loud, black abonic speaking talking. I don't like... This guy's amazing. I mean,
It's like he's genuinely incredible as a person. How does he exist? That's the question I have.
It just wasn't fun. I wouldn't be anywhere in a smoky room with guys getting drunk, sitting at a table playing anything.
You're such a fucking square,
What a
dude.
dweeb.
How
What
are
the
you
hell?
also racist and boring?
I think you just suck is the problem, yeah. Maybe he's not racist. Maybe he's just boring. And the whole time he's like, I don't want to do reparations. I'm lame. I don't want to do anything.
Did you just say I don't want to be around anyone drinking, playing games?
Playing a game with your friends?
Yeah.
And he went to a comedy club. He's like, why are you just up there telling jokes? Like joking around?
But nice getting to know you. And I do have something to tell you. And I hope you don't be offended because I really do like you, Deborah. I really do.
Okay.
Okay? And I don't want you to think it was something to embarrass you or in any way. Okay?
Okay.
I am who I said I am, but I do want to let you know that I'm really not white. I'm really black.
I'm Italian. I'm not actually white, I'm Irish.
You know.
So everything else is the same?
Everything else.
Moving out here, or are you?
No,
you're not.
I'm not, but we can still be friends.
Oh, right. She's moving out. That was the thing.
Right, yeah.
That is kind of sad. Are you really moving out here? Because it seemed like she maybe wanted to still be friends.
I mean, but do they live in LA anyway?
Yeah.
Because, as we say, it's not that hard to get to Glendale.
Yeah.
Literally from anywhere in LA, you can get to Glendale pretty easily because it's a giant mall.
Yeah.
There's wait, I don't feel like she explained enough.
Not
but
at all.
I'm not really white. Do you mean you are just you're like logic?
She's
You
like,
know what I mean?
I'm actually black.
Are you
biracial?
But
Logic could have been having that conversation.
I'm actually
Guys,
not
I'm
black.
actually black.
But I really think I would be confused. Unless you went no, I'm wearing makeup.
Yeah,
and
she
a
didn't
wig.
give nearly enough context.
She should wipe it off.
She said I'm really black, and it's like, well, okay, I wouldn't say really.
I felt so much better. I told her the truth. We hugged. We ate another piece of chocolate. And, from then on, I felt like I made a friend in California, and she didn't care whether I was black or white. No.
I feel bad that Deborah feels like it's a miracle, but... Okie doke, everybody. Thank you for joining us on episode 5 of Black White. One more episode to go. We're almost at the end.
We're planning on recording the final episode 2031-ish.
That's what we're thinking, yeah.
So we have enough time to recover.
Q3, yeah.
Shout out to Bruno for reducing his slur quota.
Black Bruno specifically.
Black Bruno.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, and before we go, thanks again to Semper for sponsoring this video. Be sure to click the links in my description to learn more about that. Stay gold, everybody.